There we go. Hey, everybody. Thanks for being here. We're doing the 100 gripper collection tonight. I'm going to walk through my grip collection. And there's actually more than 100, but 100 is probably what we'll get through. It's a little catchier number to say as well. But look at this. I have laid out in front of me a variety of grippers. The easiest of which, and I don't know if we'll really count this, this is a hand gripper that you just saw. That one's tenacity. That one's grip strength is only 7 pounds to touch those handles, right? 7 pounds, as anybody knows in hand grippers, basically doesn't exist. In fact, I can shut it like this if I really need to. So that's no big deal. That's not even that cool. Hey, we got our first guy here. We got our first. Thanks, George. Thanks for the like, brother. But check it out. We're going through all the hand grippers. Let me cock this down for a second to really take it in. You're going to see a lot of different things here. We're going to do some of this. First, let's talk about closing a hand gripper. So I put it in my hand. I go up, up, up. I'm just going to warm up. We'll just do two. Hey, 2 likes. Thanks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Up, up, up. Hey, 03. That is a lot of hand grippers. Thanks, brother. Thanks for being here. Check it out. Great. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Boom, 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 boom. Now, I'll say this. If you look at the table in front of us, we just kind of started with the easiest, and this one is. This is obviously the easiest. Look at this. Okay, is this even a hand gripper? I mean, it is, but it's designed for children. It's part of the GHP Junior series, right? Takes 7 pounds of pressure to close this one. Super easy. But as you go through here, for example, they start over here. Why don't I walk us over there? I really want to get the visual keyed in. We've got our hardest one right here. This hand gripper, take a look, take a look. Start with the hardest. This one is 275 pounds of pressure to close. You literally need to squeeze with 275 pounds of pressure in order to touch those handles together. It happens to be a world class. It's called the Thor Edition. There it is. Hey, thanks for all the likes. Very cool. The Thor Edition. It's no longer manufactured. Hey, Mr. Onion. Mr. Onion, we're going to get to that one in a while. It's potentially, and I mean this when I say it's potentially the most rare one on the planet. Yes, I need to back that up. If I'm going to say something like that, I better be able to back it up. And I will attempt to do that. If it's not, it's one of the top 3. But there you go, right? 275, world class. You can't buy these anymore. They don't make them anymore. They're really hard to get. In fact, this one too. These top 2 are Teddings. These Teddings you cannot buy. You could buy them secondhand, but good luck. Nobody wants to sell them, and we get into the GHP. So let's do this. Let's show a couple more gripper closes. Get everybody's kind of juices flowing for the night. I'm more than happy, by the way, more than happy to answer any questions. Here we go. Watch this. Hey, Whirly99. He's new, he's new, he's new. This is how you use hand grippers. I think we all know this, right? You put it in your hand. Hey, thanks for all the likes, everybody. Very cool. Like this, you go up, up, up. But before you shut it, most of the time at a contest, you have to do this. Check it out. You pass that through. You go boom. You go boom. Just like this. Hey, Landon Moore. Thanks for being here, Landon Moore. Very cool. Hey, Kevin Bannas. What are these for? Oh, what is this block for? I'll show you. Let me show you with a little easier, more fun gripper. So this one is the Captain of Crush. It's the trainer. Hey, Tristan, thanks for being here. Logan's still here. Yeah. Subbing like the channel, Logan. I got you. Hello, LOL like kitties. We have Caden in the chat. The cutest is here. Little 3, Harry Muller. Hey, guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for subbing. Landon, Alici. So this is a set block. Watch what you do. When you go to close one of these, hey, Alicia, when you go to shut this, at a grip contest. Hey, Jonah. Hey, Carter Jones. You guys like and sub. I'll call you out. These are all the ones you can choose from the grip contest. And when you pick them up, they have a tag on them. This means that this hand gripper is 53 pounds of pressure to close. It might sound like a lot, having to go, hey, Phoenix Flores, but it's really not. Now, the reason why I use this block is simple. Take a look. So my judge says, all right, athlete up. Hey, Alicia. They say athlete up, and this is the one I want to use. So I'm allowed to put it in my hand as tight as I want. For example, I could put it in my hand like this. Now, that's kind of BS. That's not really a gripper close. So the reason why we use this, thanks, Alicia, thanks for subbing, is like that. You have to put it through the handles. This demonstrates, right? Check it out. It easily fits between there. It demonstrates a minimum distance for the handles to travel for the close. Up, 1. Up, 2. Let me use a more fun colored one to show off yet another gripper we have. Hey, Ben Edits, you sub. Thanks, man. Very cool. Hey, Rachel67. This one is a little tougher. This is 60 pounds of pressure. It's the GHP2. It's the same idea, though. Yeah, man, appreciate that. Watch what I do. This is still my set block. So the judge says, all right, Peterson up. Which gripper do you want? I run around the table. I find one I think I can close. And I say, hey, I'm going to use this one. Coach, put me in. I got this. So I grab the 60. Hey, Mike. I go, up. Hey, David. Look at that. Look at that. Now, because it doesn't fit my hand, you see how it doesn't fit? My fingers don't reach? You can do this. You can do this. You can wrap it in there really deep. Hey, John. Thanks for subscribing, John. But before you go to shut it for your judge, you have to pass the block through. This shows that there's a minimum distance. You know what I mean? Up. Go. Up. CJ. That's why we use it. It's a way in a grip contest to let everybody who doesn't, like none of us have the same size hands. Hey, Andrew. It allows you to get it so it's wrapped and still make sure that we're all doing the same distance. Everybody at that contest is going to have to close it like this. Does that make sense? Hey, TFM, thanks for Ben Edits. How do you get one? Well, here, let me kick this up. Let me do one thing quick for everybody. Here's what we got going on tonight. We're going over all these grippers, and I'm going to show you some pretty interesting things on the grippers. Bet that. But let me ask you this. What goes up but never comes down? What goes up but never down? And if that's too hard for you, and it might be, why don't skeletons fight? You got to tell me why skeletons don't fight. Now, no grip channel is complete. Oh, 27 likes? That's great. Thanks, everybody. Very cool. Hey, Abba. Hey, the 3D. This is chalk. Before I do any serious gripping, I do this. I stick my hand out. Yabo, thanks for being here. I chalk up my hand. Thoroughly. Oh, 33 likes. Sweet. I'm going to do it to my other hand, too. One thing that a lot of people don't do, but they should do, if they're going to compete in a grip contest, you should be doing this. Watch. Click here. Right there. This part of my hand. Hey, Crucifer. Hey, Tier. I'm going to hit these. Oh, Nova, you're smart, man. The reason why I'm putting it on this part of my finger, and nobody talks about this, is as follows. Let's set the chalk off to the side. All we can really end up doing with chalk is spilling it on the ground anyways. If I take my gripper again, watch this. Hey, high five. I'm going to use this part of my finger to bring it in. My hands don't reach. We've already shown that a couple times. So if I use this finger, up, to wrap it into my hand. Yeah, I love that answer. Stefan Friesen, do the hardest one? Sure. 1 second. And you have to open it up. Sometimes you have to use a credit card. See how wide that is? See how hard that is? Because it's an easy hand gripper. Hello, Chai. Because it's an easy hand gripper, I can still do it. But here's what we need to know. When you look at a hand gripper like this, it's Captains of Crush. It even says it on the handle. In fact, most of them on the bottom, if you know the answer, put it in the chat. Most of them right here have a letter or a number on it. This one's the T. Now check this out. This is be a different one. This one is the 0.5. You see the 0.5? There we are. 0.5. All that means is the different strengths, the different classifications. So now that you understand that, take a look at this, because this next thing is really going to help. This is a chart. A lot of what I have here are the Iron Mind, the Captain of Crush. And they do go in this order. They go guide, sport, trainer, and then they make half-pound jumps up to the 4. Now, somebody earlier was saying, do the hard one. I'm going to, Chicago, I love it. Billy Elliott, Haraz is here, cross country's back. Let me go grab a number 4. It's way at the hard end of the table. In fact, you can walk down with me, because now I won't be able to shut it, but I can at least talk about it. I've got multiple number 4s. For example, look at this. Take a quick peek. That's the number 4. That's the number 4 for sure. But what's interesting about this number 4 is this number 4 is 216 pounds to close. There it is. That's a little harder than average. But look over here on the table. This is what's messed up about hand grippers. These are both number 4s. But if you look, yeah, that's a 4. You can see it. This one is really, really easy. Now, just because it's really, really easy doesn't mean I can shut it. 200 pounds is still an insane amount to have to crush with your hand, right? To have that kind of power in your hand would be absolutely, absolutely nuts. So, raffle tickets for, all right, Tish is in here. Tiff's got something going on. We just don't know what it is. So again, that brand goes up to the number 4. The average strength number 4 is 213. And I show that the easiest one ever measured is 198 pounds of pressure. Well, heck, I have one that's 200. That's almost, it's not quite, that's almost the easiest one ever measured. So here we go. Here's how we do it. Can you do the easiest one? This is the Stephanie Freeze-On. Stephanie Freeze-On. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. And Logan Sturgill. Ah! Oh, I'll tell you about the oldest one. Don't worry about the oldest one. Hey, thanks for all the likes. We're already at 43 likes in 10 minutes. That's super good for this channel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, we're early. Thanks for being here. Up, up, up. Oh, Rodney 1472. Nice, man. Thanks for being here, Rodney. That's cool. Here's the thing. I know it's a weeknight, right? People have work and things like that. So the fact that people are hanging and banging is just really cool. 1. Hey, Steph. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Go, 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 go. Now, to the riddle on the board, some people have been guessing. Let's get a couple more guesses. What goes up but never down, right? And why don't skeletons fight? Let's take 2 seconds. Let's take 2 seconds, and I'll give those live ones. Hey, TMF. Here, oh, Rodney, thanks for blowing me up with all the giftings, man. Man, Tyrion's here. Zion's back in the chat. Yeah, we're kind of getting after it, right? Time. Shadow, I like your answer. Now, what you see in front of us. There we go, there we go. There we go, there we go. Zion, yeah, man, I'm liking your answer, brother. Let's point this back down at the hand grippers. We're going to walk through some things, okay? Hey, Pooh Bear. So it's funny when you say that because the one I was just using is this. Well, that's the sport. The one I was just using is this. This is the guide. The guide. This is different. There actually is a registered in this company. This is actually the trainer. You can see the T. That T means it's literally called the trainer. Now, really, any of these you could consider some kind of trainer because they're training your hands, right? Now, people are asking about this. Oh, Tame, thanks for those sick emojis. People say, now, what the heck is this for? This is for a grip contest. Does that make sense? Hey, Jason Cruz. This is for grip contest. When you're in a grip contest, you go up to your massive, and they all have this, and they all have this. Every grip contest has a bunch of grippers laid out. Not normally this one. Not normally this one. These are my hands. Nothing is ripping now. Oh, hey, hydraulic, but I still want to give you the demo. Oh, those red faces are funny. So you go up to your table and you say, all right, Judge, this is the one I want to do. And I say, it's going to be the 53. And it's actually, oh, Nicholas, thanks. It's actually the Iron Mind Trainer. They're going to say, okay, per grip rules. Yeah, it's chalk. Per grip rules. And because my fingers don't fit, you can do this. Watch. So it's in my hand. Now my fingers fit. The problem is that's not open very far. That would hardly be a close from here. Hey, Jason Cruz, William Porter. So they make you pass this through. Passing this through shows that every athlete started from the exact same point. You know what I mean? Nobody got to use both hands to get it to there and shut it. So it's from here. Bam! Just like that. Just like that. Hey, guys, we're chasing 4,000 subs tonight. 4,000 subs. The reason why this channel up is important to me is because we put on a contest. We're putting on a contest at the Mall of America this year in June, and I'm using this channel to show sponsors that people care about fitness, grip in the community. So every subscriber I get makes it that much easier, hey, Derek, to go get more sponsors and to say people actually do give a crap about this. All right, so here we go. We have a 20 millimeter set block. This way it's 20. This way it's 30. That's kind of the difference. Sometimes we use this guy, a credit card. Super, super wide. Super. Oh yeah, the rarest one. Let me do this. Give me about another minute. We'll dive into the rare one. I got to let you know. That's too much of a teaser. Emil, thanks for being here. Paul's in the chat. Electric Squirrel. Emil, send. Here we go, everybody. So, on the far end of the table, we'll do another quick walkthrough. Far end of the table are our hard grippers. You'll find that all of these are measured. We'll zoom in really close on this one, 275. This is how much strength you have to have in pounds to shut it. So it's not kilos. That'd be a crazy grip. That's 275. Then we've got a 244, the 242, and the 230. Now, this one here has a giant P. This is a super rare gripper. I'm going to tell you some things. You may or may not believe me. That's up to you. It rates at 230 pounds. This is the Beef Builder series, the Beef Builder by Warren Tedding, and that's a pro. They made very few pros. Hey, Blurry, very few pros. And this one just so happens to be the lightest pro that they've ever made, that's ever been measured. Hey, Rodney. Hey, Rodney, I appreciate that. Yeah, very good. Frank Murphy, I appreciate that. Now I have two pros. If somebody's offered me for this particular one $500, and that was very easy. Hey, Greg, it was very easy for me to say no. Hey, May, $500 to me is not worth it because this is so rare and you can't get these, and it's technically worth more than that. So why would I sell it for less than it's worth? Hey, Graham. Hey, Christy. What's up? Now, if that's 230, and again, we'll talk about this one. You won't believe, and I mean this. Hey, Rorm, you won't believe how much that one cost. I was a professional gripper. Let's just say you don't notice how strong you are. Hey. Now, as we go through and down the line, some of these, so none of these up here. There is one guy who could close some of these. His name is Carl Meyerskopf. He just retired from competing in grip contests. So we may never see these closed. He's physically, hey, Electric Squirrel, he's physically capable of doing it. As we get through here, we're kind of in the iron mines. Iron mine number 4, the iron mine number 4, the iron mine number 4. A couple people are certified, but watch this. If you want to, somebody wants me to do the 115. Hey, why the 115? Just curious. If you want to certify an iron mine gripper, here's what you have to do, okay? Let's knock it out real quick. We'll take our demo gripper. Demo gripper is the guide. This is by Iron Man. You go like this, you go up. And then to certify an iron mine gripper, you pass the credit card through, right? And we're opening, and we're opening, and we're opening, and we're shot. Come on, go. Open. Up. Boom. There you go. So that would be, hey, Christy Wells. Hey, Freesh. Same thing, left hand. We're going to go. We're going to go. We'll do 3 quick ones. 1, 2, 3. Now, like the credit card says, Iron Mind will track you. They'll blow you up on their website. They're going to do all that fun stuff. Hey, Gerbos, which is awesome. Now, if you're a guy, they allow certifications on the 3, the 3.5, or the 4. Now, keep in mind that almost nobody's done the 4. It's a handful of people. One person has done this with the Iron Mind 4. When I certified on the number 3, you didn't have to have a credit card. You would do this. You'd call the company. They'd set you up with a sponsor in your area who could verify you shut it. So when I had to do number 3, I did like, hey, bling bang. I got it in my hand, and I went deep. I bet I put it to there. I bet I put it to here to go, bam. And then I shut it, right? But again, there's a massive difference between this, what I did back in the day, which I got credit for then. Those were the rules. Christy is sub sure. And now you have to do this. You see the big difference? That's massive. Now, the gripper that I certified on, literally the gripper that I use, I'm going to show you right now. It's a pretty easy number 3. I still have it. The number 3 that I have from like 25 years ago, actually probably more than that. Odd question, but do women like men who do this? Mine does. Hey, June Flowers. That's not too weird of a question. Let me put it this way, random. We've gotten weirder questions. Yeah, thanks, Travis. It's pretty interesting. Now, I'm going to show you something. If you think that's interesting, this next thing I think is actually truly interesting. First, let's pay off one of the teases. This gripper here, look at how old and disheveled it is. It is basically old and disheveled. See how the knurling's worn? Tarnished. I can't get that stain off. We have some beat up knurling down here. But look at this. On the band, this is a Captain's of Crush. You can believe me, this is a Captain of Crush. It just doesn't write it. They don't write it back then when I bought it in the early 2000s. Now they put that on there, right? Hey, Taurus. Thanks for being here. And look at that. There's a 3 here. You have to zoom in. There's a 3 here. But look, there's no COCs around that. That's how you know this is hardcore and this is vintage. Now, this is the one I shot. This is how I got certified. And I have the nice certificate. They send you a shirt. They say, Certified Captain of Crush number 3. Boom, boom, boom. This is an old one. Here's what's interesting, though. I have this one, which I'll show. I want to grab one other. This is the 131. And down on the table. So the 131 was here, but look at way over here. Way over. My fingers are still walking. We're still walking. We're getting tired, but now we're here. Look at this. This is a real thing. Look at this. This is a number 3, right? Obviously. Can you do the heaviest one you have? Oh, I cannot do it. I'm not strong enough. This one rates at 160. You need 160 pounds of pressure to shut this in your hand. There are very few individuals who can do that. Watch this. Here's the other thing that makes it tough. See how those handles are lined up? Can we all agree they're lined up? Oh, crucifer, that's a great question. I'm going to show you right after this. You see how much wider the one in the right is? They're both Iron Mine 3s, but no two grippers are the same. For sure, no two grippers are the same. So this one's way wider, and the rating is substantially harder. How would you like this? Listen to the story. I'll tell you a story while I do some light grip workout. So let's say you want to certify. Up. Yeah, man, get yourself a gripper, get after it. Let's say you want to certify in the hand grippers for Iron Mind. You have to demonstrate to that company that you're close, that you can close this thing, right? So they'll say, all right, we reviewed your footage. We're going to send you a gripper free. So you get a gripper. It comes vacuum sealed in the pack. You have to cut it out. You have to do all this on camera. So on camera, you cut out your gripper. You show it online, right? You show it to the camera, and you have to keep your whole body in frame the whole time. And then they say, all right, now that you have this, you actually have to do the Iron Mine close, right? Kind of what we've been showing with the credit card. So you take your credit card, which for me just fell on the ground. Up. Hey, Reggie, can you help me with Bruce? And you have to do this. Now, this is what's so crazy is you have to do this on camera. And you could say, well, that doesn't look very hard. And you're right. In the scheme of thing, it's not. But there's the grip grandbaby, big gripper night. Thanks for being here, brother. Thanks for being here. Up. Now, here's the difference. This is a super easy gripper for me. Remember, if you're trying to certify that, thanks, Reg, you're either using the 3, 3.5, and 4, which means your hand probably looks like this when you're trying to do it. You're probably shaking really bad because it's a max gripper. And then they make you do this. They make you try to easily and plainly show that the card went through. You can't do that. That doesn't count. You can't swipe one and miss the corner. You have to easily show it. Most people say you have to be about 10 to 15% stronger than the gripper you can close in order to certify and have them accept it. So you pick it up, you say, great, it's in the hand, and you pass it through and you shut it. You show on the camera that shut. And then you send the footage back to Iron Mind, and they'll tell you if it's accepted. Now, either way, the gripper they sent you is free. That's cool. You get a free gripper. But what you really want to do is certify. Now, the thing that's interesting is I don't wear gloves that, hey, GoAx. What's interesting is you have no say over the gripper. You have no idea what gripper they're going to show you. So like I showed here, look, hey, Mackenzie, this number 3 was 160. This number 3, a very old late 1990s, this number 3 is late 1990s, is 131. How the heck would you like that? Let's say you only had one number 3 and you never had it professionally rated. You can't help that the number 3 you own is super easy. So you send in all your stuff and say, see, send me that gripper. I'm ready to go for the test. I'm ready to certify. I want to be a certified crush. Great. Because in your mind, you don't even know maybe that number 3s are different strengths. What the hell happens if this shows up? This is almost 30 pounds heavier. That's almost half an inch wider. So then you show up with this. You open this out of the box. This is what's going to happen. You go, you can't even hardly get it in your hand. You'll never certify. So that's not good or bad. I like the variety and strengths. I'm just saying in that scenario where they're sending you a random number 3 and saying, hey, now certify, you might get, I shouldn't say screwed over. Hey, Umer, you might be in a tough spot. Now, think about the other side. Let's say, and we put our grippers back. It took me a very long time to organize these. You know what the worst part was? I got through here in the 147s and realized I had a 178 and a 200 I hadn't done. So I had to take all the grippers off and start all over again. So yes, I'm going to put them back in order. Let me hit just a couple more quick ones. Try to answer the chat. Chat, how are we doing? There we go. So were older grippers made weaker by average? No, the general consensus, hey, Silent Bob. The general consensus is they were not easier, nor were they harder. Now, how do I say that? Why do I say that? Well, I'll demo that. Let me do this real quick. Up. Oh, great question. I owe Cruise for this. So let me show this, then I'll show Crucifer. The hardest one I've ever done, this was in a grip contest, and the judge gave me credit, was the Elite. Came in at 161. Got it? What I do to warm up normally, oh, I have an electric grip tester. I love it. I usually do a lot of contrast baths, some hot water, cold water to get the blood flowing. Now, to get back to Reggie's question, were older/earlier Iron Mind grippers generally easier or weaker? Well, I would say no, and here's why. If we look at the data by the company, I'm going to show you an example with the number 2. So number 2, Iron Mind, says on average they're 104 pounds to close, or that's the strength. Now it says easiest they've ever measured was 96, the hardest is 117. The 117 was an absolute freak, a blip. In fact, it already broke. Someone was using it at Snap. The 117 no longer exists. 117 is gone, gang. Well, look at mine. Look at this. This one is 113 pounds. This gripper was the 3rd gripper I ever got. It's the number 2. Super old. It's double stamped. They don't do that anymore. So this is, for all intents and purposes, you can look high and low. It would be extremely rare that you find a number 2 that comes in at 113. Now, there might be a lot. There won't be a lot. There might be some other ones out there that, if they were professionally tested, might come in at this. But as far as professionally tested one goes, this is a very old one. It comes in at 113. The only contrast I have to that is my buddy Dave Osland, awesome guy, went to World Strongest Man. He has an Iron Mind number 2, and when he got his looked at, it was one of the easiest. And he bought his 2 years ahead of me. So in that small example, you notice what happens if the tag falls off? Do you know if the tag falls off, you're in a bad place, friend. If a tag falls off, you're going to have to know a hell of a lot about your grippers and how to identify them without the tag to replace them. Hey, Chris West, I could kind of do that with some of mine, but not all of them. I've got about 16 number 3s on the table. Well, actually, I've lent out a couple number 3s, but I bet I still have about 14 number 3s on the table. I can identify some of them very clearly, but most of them. Hey, do you remember me? Hey, Mike Clark, good to be here. Now, any other gripper questions? If not, I'm going to walk through a couple other things that I think are interesting. So I'll just see if the chat has any questions. Logan is still here. Nice. Oh, here's a question. If the weights are pulling heavier from factory, how do you guarantee your maximum? You really can't. I know what you're... Landon, thanks, man. I know what you mean. It'd almost be impossible to. What's that do? We're building some grip strength. Now, this particular stream, we're kind of going over hand grippers in my collection. This is not all of them. I've got some leased out to people. Leased is wrong. I've got a pile of them here. Here's interesting. It is chalk on my hand. If you go over here, but yeah, drummer boy, it builds hand strength. Look at this. This is still a hand gripper. I have filed. I didn't. Cannon Powers filed this handle. So now when I go to shut it, I actually have to close it. The handle's closer and closer. It's increased range of motion. It's super awesome. Oh, the metal bar. I love that question. Oh, Landon again. Thanks. Very cool, Landon. I love the metal bar question because it gives me a chance to demo. And I really like demoing stuff. So we'll pick up our hand gripper. This is called a set block. This is a set block. Let's say you're in a grip competition. And remember, we rented out the Mall of America June 14th. We are doing a lot of grip at the Mall of America. Come visit us June 14th or watch it here. So if you're competing in a grip contest, you show up. There's going to be a table full of grippers. Most people will be right in here. This is kind of the 130 to the 150 range. Some people are newer or maybe just don't have the grip power. They don't have the raw horsepower. Then they're going to be here in kind of the below those numbers. A few stallions, absolute stallions, will dare to be in the 190s or the low 2s, and God bless them, right? But for this demo, I said, all right, Judge, I'm ready. I went up to the table. I'm going to shut the GHP, level 2. It rates at 60. Say, all right, ready, go. Hey, 72, what are you doing with that chunk of metal? Here you go, let me show you. So, see how it doesn't fit my hand? In fact, it's not that close. You can use your other hand to pull and reel, pull and reel, pull and reel. Okay, now it fits my hand. Or does it? Maybe it fits too tight. So in a competition, you usually have to pass a block through. Maybe it's this width. This is 20, this is 30. And then you do your reps. It's just ensuring up, come on, up. It's just ensuring that everybody starts from the same one. Do they do stand-em holds? They do. That's called the silver bullet. That's from Iron Mind. And here's what they do with that. Here's your demo gripper. It's a little different. I don't have the silver bullet, so I can't show it, but this is how it works. You would take your hand gripper. Aren't most competition with cards? They're not, but good question, Adam. This is how you do the stamina hold for this. 1 second, Josh, I will answer that. So you go like this, and you pinch something. Oh, thanks for the floating heart. Really appreciate Landon. Now, the silver bullet is a little narrower than this. It's going to be about there, but you're pinching it, and there's a big, heavy cylinder. Picture like a small manhole, a small manhole cover, and then you have to hold it like this, and you're crushing, and you're just seeing who can hold something the longest, and then it falls. Gravity beats us all. Eventually, it's going to fall. It's called the silver bullet hold. I guess because the implement. Oh, that. Hey, no problem. Anybody who asks a question, I'll try to answer. Silver bullet, you're holding it like that. And I actually think stamina holds are actually kind of interesting to do as well. I think they're really interesting. So let me walk over to the table. Now seems like a good time to hit you with something that nobody's going to believe. Nobody's going to believe that gripper in the box. Let me go get that. Let me bring it to the camera. The thing you're not going to believe in is the history, but moreover the price. Hey guys, how much do you think this gripper is worth? What is the fair market value of this? I'm trying to protect the spring. Hey, Torrance. Oh, Henry is back. I'll take it out. S, I like your guess. It's definitely more than 650. It's a lot more than 20. It's way more than 115. Substantially more than all of those. Oh, Billy Elliott hit us with $5,000. It's less than that. But Dr. JB, that's a good number. Mr. Clean, you're getting close, Mr. Clean. Great. Travis, you're getting close. Aeons, you're here. Real to 1.2 Hank out. Oh, Hank Outdoors is here. Ashley says 1100 Garcia. Red Knight. Man, there's some good guesses coming in. This one, oh, hey, Disconnect. Let me tell you why it's rare, and then maybe we can help establish the price. Based on what you see and where it belongs to, I'd say, oh, that's a good guess, brother. Harley will buy it for $1. I can't make that happen, though. I can't make that happen. So, we've been talking tonight about the Iron Mine Captain of Crush Grippers. Hey, Dirt Bike and Rubber Ducky, thanks for being here, right? We talk about these all the time. This one, this line, this Captain of Crush by Iron Mind, before any of their grippers existed, they knew they wanted to come out with hand grippers, right? Hey, Altered. So they said, all right, we need to come out with something. And they wanted to come out with the silver crush line, which they actually did. See how the spring is silver. It's a little different metal than what they use today, the silver crush. But they didn't know how to build the hand gripper. So Randy Strawson, the owner of Iron Mind, got a hold of Warren Tedding, a guy who built equipment specifically for grip, including grippers. And they said, hey, how can we make these? 1 second on some of that. Gioni, it's not quite that. So they said, all right, let's come up with a prototype for a number 2. So this is the prototype number 2. Before they built a single number 2, they were using this, testing it, changing it, doing things. You can see where they mounted and unmounted it a couple times. Their original thought was, you know what we can do? Rather than put these pegs in there, rather than use glue in here, what we're going to do is, hey, let me drop this down. I think the light might be better. Well, thanks for the clapping thing. Oh, Omni here. What they had said was, what we could do is we could tack weld the handles on. What if we weld here? The patina is awesome, and weld here. The problem was, when they do that, if you try to weld so close to the spring, what you end up doing is weakening the spring. You get some deformation, and that wasn't working for them. So they consulted a third person who had fabricating, tool and die type experience. And they said, all right, how can we make this happen? I said, well, here's what you do. The spring has a leg. This side is actually... Yeah, so this is actually the dog leg. The dog leg is something way different than, that's another subject altogether. But they come down to about here. They're super long. So they said, here's what you're going to want to do. You're going to go, they're silver chromed. Yep, they're not actually silver. You're right about that. So they said, what if we tap and we put these? You can actually see through there. Maybe you can see my finger on the other side, right? And they found that, hey, Lil Croc, 134 is good. They found that by doing this, the handles would never move. You wouldn't deform, you wouldn't do anything wrong, you wouldn't melt, you wouldn't change the spring at all, because again, they were worried about welding it. So they said, let's try it like this. Now, what still is unique about this gripper, and you probably can't tell, but it's made out of aluminum. The handle doesn't have much bite to it. It doesn't feel heavy when you pick it up. It's like, all right, this is an aluminum hand gripper. Very cool. This one, these are all steel. And the coating they put on, rickety. I'm liking where your head's at. Let me get to that in a second, Rickety. Well done. Um, so what I was going to say is, you can see they've got some things on the top. But what turned out, though, is this would tarnish really quickly. So before they built any other grippers, they came up with the prototypes. They had a prototype number 2, which I own. Then there was the prototype 3, and then there's a prototype 4. I found a guy, because this number 2, so this is the 2. Now, you won't recognize it. They didn't know about stamping the handles at that point. It's a prototype. There's no point, right? This was rated at 112, and a guy I saw about 7 or 8 years ago posted, "Hey, here's a gripper collection I have. It's a kind of rare number 2, 112." Well, 112, that's a really hard find. You don't find number 2s rated that hard. It's almost impossible. Hey, Kurzklo. So because of that, I reached out and I said, "Hey, if you'd be interested in parting with it." It also looks very funky, but are you sure it's 112? Canon PowerWorks rated it. This gripper, by the way, these handles have only touched once ever in their life. Rumor has it that some of the earlier springs that they used, if you played with them too much, they'd pop and crack. So Matt Cannon of Canon PowerWorks, made me promise. I mean, he didn't, but he's a buddy, so I trust his opinion. He said, "Please don't ever shut this hand gripper. Please don't ever shut this. It belongs in your museum." I had somebody reach out, and they said, "Hey, I'd do somewhere between 2,500. I said, "No, not interested in it. I like the history. Pass on that." And he said, "Well, what? Don't fly in an airplane." They said, "What would it take to sell this, to get it out of your hands?" And I said, "Honestly, I'm not interested." But a couple other people offered me just under 3,000. I said no. So you could safely say that in the hands of the right collector, this would probably be 2,500 to 3,000. Now, I know it's actually more than that. The reason why I know that, and I'll demo it with this gripper, is this. They started doing this. You see how these have no knurling? I really want to squeeze it. I just can't make myself do the other one because I don't want it to break. So they eventually came out with this. They're still doing this, right? They're still putting the set pegs, set screws. But they moved, still steel handle, by the way. And then they started saying, you know what? Grippers, we should start putting what they are. So Warren Tedding went his own way, and he started coming out with the Beef Builder series, beginner, advanced, things like that. Iron Mind went their way. Iron Mind, a lot more fame, so a lot more products. Everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, but if you're into grip, a lot of people know about the Iron Mind stuff. Boom, 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 boom. I'd love to get grip into the Olympics. I think there's a way to do it. I'm doing very soft, very soft, very soft, checking on what it would take to try to apply and get something like that in there. But then they came out with this, right? Now this gripper, by comparison, Jesus, I set this thing on the ground by my other grippers. I'm going to show it a little bit more, and then let's get it off the table because I already set it on another one. I don't want the knurling to smush off, rub off, smelt off. I had someone say, hey, for one of these, hey, I'd give you like 1,000 for it. Now, this was a collector. He was out of the East Coast. Again, I had no desire to sell it. But this just shows that this one, you can find these kind of all over, but the first ever hand gripper prototype for the number 2 is tough. As I understand it, now I can't prove this next thing. I can prove everything else. As I understand it, though, first they worked on the number 2, then the 3, then the 4. So if that lore, can't substantiate, is true, then that would have been the first prototype of any industrial strength hand gripper. Pretty badass, pretty cool. And that's why, again, I'm not saying I'm super cool because I have it. I just think it's a nice little piece of history. So what we do is we put it right back in the box where she belongs. We put it over here. They still have, so this isn't even, the smooth handles, yeah, that's cool. But don't forget, after they came out with those, they still ended up going on with the Silver Crush series. The Silver Crush series is, yeah, man, it's in the, Josh, thanks for being here, Josh. The Silver Crush series is still something that Iron Man ended up coming out with anyways, you know what I mean? Maybe you know what I mean. Let me walk back through here. I want to show you a couple things that are kind of interesting. So the way I organize my grippers, you could do it by price, you could do it by brand. I chose to do mine by difficulty. And, Coda, skeletons don't fight because they don't have any skin in the game. Nobody's ever said that. We'll take that one. And more people are doing the riddles. We have somebody saying what goes down, what goes up, it's age. Heck yeah, I'd take that. I think that's very astute. That is the right answer. You guys are on fire. I appreciate that. Now, let me walk the collection like I said I would because I want people to see something that I think is actually kind of interesting. We're talking about right now my hand grippers. We should probably rip some. We haven't ripped a couple reps in a while. Slagerman, cornflakes, up, up. You bought, wait, holy crap. You got one 2 weeks ago. Congratulations, man. That's very cool. Oh, we've got Gorilla Strength. Gorilla Strength is here. Man, I would think that the interference fitting would be easier now. Heat the aluminum to around 300 and chill the spring. You're probably right, man. if you're saying it, that's our sponsor of the channel, Gorilla Strength equipment. We have Bigfoot Origin. Do the highest weight one. So you want me to go to the highest gripper I have here, the hardest one to close, and attempt it. Bigfoot weight. Confirm if that's what you're saying. You paid. You super chatted, so I should probably make sure I'm understanding what you want. And hey, Katie, how much are these? One like this is super simple. You go to Amazon, you get it for like 25, 26 bucks and some shipping. I'll show you the hardest one. I still want to get into some irregularities in the grip game. Again, something I think that some of you guys will think is actually pretty interesting when it comes to these hand. Oh my God! Hey, we're only 40 minutes in here. We got like 70 subs or something like that. Hey guys, if we get to 4,000 subs, we're gonna do some crazy shout outs to everybody on the channel. I didn't realize we were getting so many subs. Slayer, for beginning, if you don't have any equipment, what you need to do from the beginnings, hang from a pull-up bar as long as you can. You will eventually fail. When you eventually fail, then you take just a regular Olympic bar, put it on top of a squat rack so that it does roll back and forth. And now that the bar isn't fixed like a chin-up bar, it has the ability to rotate, good luck with that. Or pick up dumbbells like farmers walk them around. When you start doing that, you'll really get after it. The grip will really pick up. Hey, Calvin, so here's the hardest one on the table. We had our guy make a comment like, hey, do this hardest one on the table. Thor is here. Oh, sweet. We're going to break 4,000 subs for sure. Great, gang. Very cool. The world class. Now, it comes in at 275. I understand the gentleman who wants me to try it. And if he wants me to, I'll try it. It's just that because this is so much harder than anything I've ever done, hey, Joy Dove, it's just nothing's going to happen. But here's how I would do it. And hey, I'll try it. I just got it right here. Thanks, Reggie. Quick catch there. Thanks, Reggie. IP, I'm with you, brother. So you find the calluses. I'm going to set this is aggressively knurled. So it's not going to slip out of my hand. That's not the problem. The lack of horsepower in these hands will be the problem. Then what you do, because it, again, doesn't fit the hand, create a pocket. We have great moderators. Reggie's the moderator tonight, Uncle Reggie. This is going to pinch over the top and keep it from slipping. I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to place it here. Because normally I take my hand and I reel it in. I use this hand to pull this handle in so my fingers fit around it. I want to keep a thumb here so it doesn't slip. Then you go for the squeeze. The problem is, and I'll demo it on one of these, this is what I can normally do. These are regular human grippers. This one here, the G, about 32 pounds. Wolf, game over. Goes like this. Up, 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 up. See? You see how that works? Now I've got it there. Now I can go for the shut. I can do that with significantly harder grippers. Because you sent that chat, brother, I'll do it. My only concern is, yeah, larger hands are pretty much beneficial. How much does the strongest one cost? Well, this one is a mint condition, Thor edition, world class. A lot of collectors, they want them to end in zeros and fives. For some reason, that's more collectible. So because it comes in at a 275, which is the ideal rating, because the knurling's in perfect shape, and it has the Thor, a lot of people like the Thor. You could reasonably sell this for like 600 bucks. I know you could. I sold one recently. The knurling wasn't quite in as good a shape. It was unrated. It was some of those things for a different price though. So I'm going to try it. Nothing's going to happen. All right, let's go. This is me trying to pull it into my hand. And this is me squeezing it. Watch again. You probably missed it, right? Try again. Two things are happening. Be honest, I don't have the strength to shut it. Now, let me go set this one back. There's one other thing taking place which probably might not be as obvious. And again, I'll use a demo gripper and then a different gripper to show it. Yeah, it's not horrible. What I mean to say is because I could not, hey man, I tried. Thanks, brother. Because I really couldn't, nobody has shut that. The one guy who had a shot has retired from the sport as of last week. So we may never see it shut. Somebody will shut it one day. Because normally I can get them at least to this point. Like let me grab a number 4 and do something on that. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, very serious. So normally I can go like this, and then I still would not be able to shut that hand gripper. Please let me be very clear. At least with my fingers around it though, I could give it like a fighting chance. We know I've got a decent crush because we play with grippers. And on my dynometer, the electronic thing you put in your hand and you squeeze to see how strong your hands are, I've registered some respectable numbers. But the point being made there, I have no idea where I'm at because I can't even get my hand to that freaking spot. You know what I mean? Hey, Zeit TV. Hey, Jack. These could double as a good exercise for glutes. Funny you mentioned that. Let me show you one thing. Hey, this comment is for the Jack guy. I'm going to show you something. This will be interesting. Watch this. Let me choose a number 2 hand gripper. Face reveal. Wow. Number 2. Hopefully you can see it. This one rates at 105. Now, most of the time you're using a hand gripper is to build grip strength. And you're closing it in the regular manner like that, right? Makes sense? What we're going to start doing on the channel, and I've yet to get to the hardware stair. I want to start demoing bolt bending, nail bending. When you're doing bending like that, usually what happens, you start in this position and you get a nice kink. It kind of comes like V-ish, a soft V. The problem is, once you've gone like this, past this point, you really don't have any leverage. Your lateral raised shoulders aren't going to finish that bend. So usually what they do is they flip it upside down. They'll put one end here. You wear gloves or you put Kevlar pads. I have Kevlar pads. You put it in your hand, one point here, one point here. Again, it's shaped like a V, and you crush it down. So what is useful with hand grippers, and I can do this, we call it chest crushing, right? Let me demo it and then I'll talk about it. It's really easy. Pretend this is a bent nail. This is why I would do it. I think you can hear the click. Obviously that means it's closed. And the idea is you're just finishing off that part. It does take some hand strength, but it allows you to use your chest and other things. Now, I can chest close substantially harder grippers than I can shut like this. And I can shut okay grippers like this. What did we do on the stream last month? I think we got the number 4, or we just missed the number 4. But the grippers sometimes, I mentioned this because somebody said, oh, you can train your glutes like that. They do serve other purposes once in a while. Believe what you want. Oh, yeah. Yeah, thanks for the comments. I welcome most people's comments. Most people are cool. Now, let me get, what's the one in the box? We just talked about that. I'll point it out and I'll do like a 15 seconds. 15 seconds. It's the prototype before they came out with the real Iron Mind number 2. They were messing around with different things, trying to get things sorted out, figured what would go where, and they built this one as a model. So you can see on that one, they never stamped the bottom with the number 2. They never, air. Oh, we do, I should say this. Hey, Digger Nick. I should say this. We do give grippers away on the channel. Hank, who just said, I've been messing around with my gripper so much that my forearm hurts. So Hank won 2 weeks ago, and he's been using his hand gripper. That's common. These are so addicting, and I 100% mean this. They're extremely hard to set down. You always want to squeeze them. You want to get better. You want to get stronger. So sometimes you do them so much that in the belly of the forearm, right in here, it actually gets sore. Maybe a good problem to have because you know you're really getting after up. Hey, JR. Yeah, Holy Gripsters is Batman indeed. Maybe we're the same age. I'm 44. What is the most common used resistance of these? Now that's a fantastic question. People ask all the time, which one should I start with? I would say this. If you've done any gym training, and not everybody here has, but if you've done any gym training, then you can probably shut the trainer, right? And the trainer, let's do this. I know what it is, but now we have a visual. I love visuals. The trainer usually comes in at 54 pounds of strength. Funny, mine is 53, so it's pretty average. And we would say most people can get it and then go, yeah, I'm 44. Right? You can shut it. So that's the trainer. What I would suggest, if you're new to grip training, probably invest in this, a 0.5. The 0.5 ratings, what's the coolest one you have in your collection? Oh, that's the prototype. This one's pretty cool. This is neat. This is very neat. And this one's pretty sick too. Oh, Reggie's pointing something out. Let me update people. We've been chasing this milestone for a couple months. That's not. Oh, we're at 3,998 subs. Can we just smash the subs, please? That'd be great if you can. We use this channel. We rented out the Mall of America June 14th. And I use this channel to go to local business and say, see, look at all the views we get. For example, Saturday between two streams, we got 300,000 views. And this shows that people care about that stuff in their community. So if people don't mind, subbing really helps, man. It really helps. Hey, Cole, very cool. Hey, Taylor, great. Drace Malfoy, do the biggest one. I'll donate. How much do you want? I'll donate loads. Well, I got to say this. Draco Malfoy, so your house Slytherin, so there's that. People do that all the time. Try this, try this. For example, look what we did on the chat. We did this last Saturday. A gentleman said, hey, if you do this, I'm going to send you $100. So I said, all right, I don't need this. So I tore this in half. The problem is, oh, thanks for subbing. That's very cool. Oh, Josh, no, you have to qualify way before that, but you should come to the mall and cheer the folks on. Hey, Billy. Hey, Taylor. We did it. Oh, my God. We finally hit the 4K. Very cool. Gas prices never go down. So my point is, yeah, I'll do a really, really hard one, but you got to be a man of your word. If you say you're going to send something, send something. A lot of people have been saying, hey, do something, then they don't. So you tell me which one you want to see. I'll make it happen. Whoa. I just bought the COCT, said it was 100. Yes, I definitely understand. That they say that, but it's just not 100. It's just a normal random number they slap on a package, and it sounds cool. Hey, this one's 100. It's really not, though. Up. Hey, Umer. Gang, we're having a great night. We got 4,000 subs. That's cool. I can give you an update on the grip contest. JS sends it. He'll do it. Yeah, I guess maybe that's the best way to do it. Send the super chat. You send one with, it doesn't even have to be a lot. You send a $10 super chat. I'll try that gripper. They don't have the guts. That is a good point. So today we were at the Mall of America, and we walked off. We're going to use a 12-foot wide stage. It's going to be 24 feet apart long. And then we walked off. It's going to be a semicircle like this. Stage is here for the competitors. A lot of the competing will happen on the actual floor. Only one event will happen on the stage. We'll have VIP seating. Around that, in a semicircle, oh, cool, I smashed my collection. I love when that happens. Semicircle. The crowd's going to be nuts. There'll be thousands and thousands and thousands of people watching this. How do you know that? Because I go to the mall almost every week of my life. I see all the events there. And even events that probably aren't the most visual get a lot of people. The difference is we're going to have 4 floors like that stacked up. At the mall, we're going to have 3. There's going to be a table for a sponsor right up against this gate. Right here is going to be the demo area. There's going to be another sponsor here. If you come to the mall, we're going to have a grip dynamometer. That's the thing you put in your hand. I've got it right over there. You put it in your hand, you squeeze it, it lights up, and there's a scale. It says how many pounds of pressure you're squeezing with. So we'll have that. We'll have a couple other grip toys, but we're going to track leaderboards that day. Yes, we are. For me, even if I'm not the best at something, I still want to know who the best is. So we'll see who's the best at stuff. We'll give away some stuff, some prizes. Maybe money. They're having a little issues with giving away money, so it might just be prizes. So that's going to kind of be the layout. I was going to tell you what's kind of cool today. Looks like we might. Nothing's official. Bam, and bam, and bam, and bam. Reindeer games. Hey, man. Nice. Yeah, we're going to the mall. We're at the mall today. We're talking to a place. They might be like the after party sponsor at the mall, so that's pretty cool. Now, let me get into some idiosyncrasies in my gripper, because the true gripper aficionados, and it's pretty obvious that we have some, I think will think this is interesting. Sound fair? Man, yeah, calluses are the world's smallest price. One. This is just this demonstrates, hey, Cars, thanks for being here, right? Yeah, Cars, those are the right answers. Looks like that was too easy for you. This just shows that there's a minimum distance between the handles, right? And we bang on this and we pass this through. I'm training my nervous system. I used to do grippers the old school way, just like this. Wrap it however you want. Who cares how far it is? Just make sure they touch. Well, those aren't really very good reps. Plus, if I want to compete, and I do, I competed last year, I'll compete again this year, you want something more standardized. So a lot of us use this. Hey, Kurtz. Kurz in German means short. Klein means small. This is the guide. It's a small gripper. Oh, there he is. Interesting stuff. Thanks for sharing. You explained that there are differences in pound ratings in the same category, but why is this the case? Oh, ho, ho! The super chat is sick. I appreciate that. Let me show you something cool. So, if you're saying why are the strength differences, it's usually, and I knew Warren Tedding, he explained this to me. He's the guy that he's the grandfather. He invented grippers. He and the owner of Iron Mine put that one together, the prototype. But essentially, they say, all right, pretend this table, more or less, pretend this table is a big cookie sheet. I love grippers. I love Christmas cookies way more than I love grippers for a variety of reasons. But let's just pretend it's a cookie sheet, right? We got a little distracted there. They're gonna cut the springs. The spring actually comes down to like here, by the way. It's got long legs, actually. So let's put this back. And they just set a buttload of springs. Bing, 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 bing. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All there. Now, they put them in, I think he said it was a kiln. They put in something to cook up the springs. Apparently, it hardens them, and that's necessary in the process. I don't know if so they don't snap. I don't know. Not sure why. I just know they bake the springs like that. Now, what he said is, picture that oven. We're building parts. These aren't for rocket ships. These aren't for anything. They're just for some hand grippers, man. If you wanted to, you could spend a lot of money and have very low tolerances, so they're all the exact same strength. Nobody's going to invest that. Nobody's going to pay $500 for a hand gripper, right? Part of the reason why one of my favorite gripper companies decided not to stay in business was because of a tolerance issue with the manufacturer. Having said that, if you're way over here deep in there, that part, maybe, again, if you think like a cookie sheet in a big oven, some of them burn on the outside, some in the middle aren't quite done yet, some of the ones by your door on your grandma's oven that never closed the right way in the first place, it didn't get cooked thoroughly. So part of the reason is they might have cooked, they might have hardened, a different temperature hit them. The same time, a lot of these batches, there are impurities in the metal, and that can play a difference. That can be a role, a factor in it. Hey, Space. Oh, man, sorry about that. I did shot put 1 year. I love shot put. Sorry you had that happen. That sucks, brother. And the other thing that can make it tough, and why some are rated different, even if they're the same numbers, take a look. Sometimes they're a little wider. Those are actually pretty close to each other. But check this out. These should be about the same width if the calibrations, if the tolerances were right, but they're not. Because this one is a lot narrower, it's way easier to close. It's way easier to close than this one. Now for me, hey Amber, thanks, appreciate that, So you have one, impurities in the potential spring that really isn't designed for anything other than more than this basic thing, so they don't need to put a lot of, again, we keep using the word, but it's true, tolerance into it, so you have that. You have maybe how it was cooked or laid out when they were baking it and getting it ready, and then you have the fact that some, when they're cut, they're just wider than the others, so it's not going to take as much pressure to touch them together. 1 year approaching failure on a maximum. How do you feel once you're approaching that last little bit of the squeeze? You're talking about this. I'll demo this quick. Let's use this. This is our guide. If you're training hand grippers and you're stuck and you can't shut that little bit left, do this. Pretend this is a quarter. Pretend it's a dime. Pretend it's a coin. You put it in like this and use the gripper you can close, one you actually can close, the one just easier than the one you can't close, and you go up. And you hold as long as you can. These are coin holds. You go up, up, up. You can do it for 10 seconds. You can do it until failure. But eventually gravity says, just like Father Time, he kind of gives you the middle finger. Now, the reason why you do this, one, it has to be an easier gripper. You couldn't very well, with a gripper you can't close, you couldn't well pinch something, but this is going to force you to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze harder than you normally would, harder. You're teaching your nervous system that, hey, this isn't actually closed. You're teaching it to think that you have to squeeze harder. So a coin hold is a great way. And it's such an easy visual because some people will say this, some people will say, all right, we'll just hold it shut. Yeah, timed hold. But you know what's happening? And I'm not even realizing it because I'm trying. There's a gap there. In fact, that gap is so big, the credit card more doesn't even fill the whole thing. So using something like a coin and actually verbally thinking, all right, come on, hold, 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 hold. It'll make you squeeze harder than you have to. Of course, the alternative to that, which some people think is more fun, and I don't know if it's more fun, but it's certainly fun. If you can't get past that last little bit, check out this bad boy. See how it's filed? See how it's filed? When I go to do this, normally, like if we use this hand gripper, normally, watch. Okay, those handles are touching. They can't go any further. The metal is literally preventing it. So that's the range of motion. The range of motion is fixed right there. But what if I could find a way where the range of motion was actually tighter? If I could train my brain and everything to squeeze it harder past the point to go deeper in the hand. So we started doing this when we first got into grippers before it was a thing, and now some companies actually do it, which is smart. Here's 83. See how that's filed? Now watch what happens when I do this in my left hand. Better do it in the right hand to make sure she actually happens. Ready? Okay, got it? Normally the hand gripper is probably closed there. It's missing metal. So it's boom, boom, boom. That might not seem like hey JSN, thanks for being here. Very cool. Thanks for having me. Boom. My hand is now squeezed tighter than it physically would otherwise have to be to shut a normal gripper that hasn't been filed. That's why we file it. In fact, gang, here's what it looks like in the left hand. Ready? It actually is hard for me. It's hard for me to get that last little bit because my hand's not used to it. But honestly, my hand wants to shut it down here, but it's not. It has to go further. It has to learn that this is the right answer. I have to Pavlov dog this thing? I have to train it somehow that that's actually the right way to do it. 0.5 is a fantastic starter for a grown man. That's a fantastic. If you were a 5-year-old kid, I'd recommend this gripper. It's part of the GHP Junior set. Boom, 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 boom. It's 7 pounds of pressure. I would be blown away. I'd be blown away if there were some people out here that couldn't do this. I mean, I'm doing it with my thumb and it's not even that hard. Look at the thumb bicep today. Very cool. Hey, Colin. What's your favorite one besides the Proto? Oh, let me think about that. That's a great question. Hey, Paul. Thanks for being here. It's great having you here, Paul. This is the Paul demonstration. Normally what we do, we put in here. I still want to show the anomalies. Nobody go anywhere. We've got some interesting anomalies for the grip aficionados. We're just going to bang out 5 each hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Yes, yes, yes. Always show the camera that they're shut. The next time we train grip on this channel is going to be Thursday, tomorrow. And what we're going to do, up. Hey, Corbin, thanks for being here. Nice. Bones here. Paul's here. Everybody's here. Everybody's here, by the way. Tomorrow, we're not going to do really anything with grippers. We're going to go really heavy on the forearms. We're going to do we do some levering, right? We're going to do a lot of wrist curls. We're going to do plate curls. Those things, I promise you this, will build up your thumbs. Oh, there we go. Aiden's here. Adrian's here. It's going to build this really thick, nice, juicy thumb pad. It's probably going to help a little bit with getting your wrist thicker as well. You're going to like it. You're going to want to watch. If you like forearm development and grip, right? So I'm going to do 5 with this, and then I'm going to hide it, okay? I'm going to show my second favorite gripper, because our boy keeps asking, 1, 2, come on, 3, go, 4, go, 5. Well, we already went, but there it is. We show it. This doesn't count. This doesn't count. This doesn't count. This doesn't count. That counts. Big difference. Hey, Panda, thanks for being here, Panda. Now, to the person that said, what's my second favorite gripper? There's a lot I could choose from. I'll go the Sentimental route. This one. This was from my grandpa. He was a big fan of me. I guess most grandpas probably. Hey, Cheese. And he helped me out. When I finally, I got the trainer and the number 1 from them to start. Trainer I could get right away. The number 1. Once I figured out how to hold it in the hand. Hey, Jay Guthrie. Sick, IDK. Once I figured out how to hold it in my hand, I was able to shut the number 1. Now, back when I trained hand grippers, there was no 0.5. There was no 1.5. No 0.5 anything. Now, what's interesting is, I didn't know at the time, and I do, that this is basically the hardest number 2 on the planet. So it messed with my head a great deal because I had a number 1. This doesn't it. The number 1, my original number 1, I lent to my brother because he's getting back into training grippers because he wants to do contests. How are you so good at gripping? A lot of practice one way. Is 74. This one's 73, but my original number 1 is 74. So think about that. I had to go from a 74 to 113. I had what was considered a slightly easy number 1 to the world's hardest number 2. So I think the reason why this is my favorite is 1, it's double stamped. They only made these for a very, very, very limited time, right? The rating is 113. It's got the Sentimental because my grandpa gave it to me, and he believed the crap out of everything I did, which was awesome. I lived with that guy, him and my grandma, for a while when things weren't amazing. Blad, do the hardest grip. Blad, hang on a sec. But I had to work so fill in the blank, hard. They didn't rate grippers back then. There were no 0.5s or anything in between. You just had to get dang after it. So that's why that one has to be, and I mean must be, up. Must have been my favorite gripper. Still is. I actually like that more than the prototype. That's my favorite gripper. The prototype is just probably the most valuable, so sorry if I answer that in pro. What do you mean by 0.5 or 1 or 1.5? Oh, I'm glad you asked. This is what I mean by that. When I came out, they were only in whole numbers. You had the trainer and then the number 1. This is a 0.5. This 0.5 is 64. It comes in between. People were struggling to go from the trainer to the 1 to the 2. People get frustrated and quit buying products. So they said, you know what? What if we came up, hey, thanks, Bigfoot. Appreciate it. You know what I'll do? Here's what we'll do for Romlin. I'm going to show all my number 3s in 1 second. Sound good? I'll show them all in 1 second. So they said, what if we came up with a 0.5? That would help people who can do the trainer, but are kind of struggling to get to the 1. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, Sean. The forums will be looking good tomorrow. Hey, Flying, thanks for being here. The forums are going to be looking good tomorrow. I guarantee they're going to be sick. Yeah, they're just going to be nuts tomorrow. Credit card close. Iron Mind rules. Iron Mind rules up. Iron Mind rules up. Iron Mind rules up. Iron Mind says you have to pass a card for it to count. Hey, Caleb, here, man. Yeah, we're going over the gripper collection. Now, to the gentleman, and thank you for asking, who said, what about the number 3? That is what we should all be asking. Hey, motivation, great to have you here. It's motivating. The number 3 is a hand gripper, and let's grab this number 3, for example. This is where, if you buy it from Iron Mind, if you use their Captain of Crush collection, the number 3 is where it gets serious. If you can shut a number 3 using these credit cards, you have to pass this between the handles, and I'll show you what I mean. So we take this, and we go like this, watch. This is what you have to do, right? You have to use a credit card, pass between the handles. If you can do that with the Iron Mind number 3, you're going to become a certified Captain of Crush. Very few people can. Almost nobody can do the 3.5, and only one guy has done the 4. Hey, Billy, thanks for answering these questions. You regulars, you subs, if you know the answers, help me out. Appreciate it. Now, we already said that no 2 grippers are the same. And we went over why no 2 grippers are the same. So check this out. Actually, before I do that, let me do a couple more. I'm really enjoying shutting this. Watch. We'll just do 5. 5 for the stream. And it's 1. You pass it through. It shows the distance. 2. Go. Pass it through. Shows the distance. 3. Up. Hey, guys, could you do me a favor? Would you mind subbing the channel? We're hosting some big contests at the Mall of America this year, and I'm using this channel to show sponsors, to show companies and businesses that people care about this. This way I can get better prizes for my athletes, and more importantly, I can get into some better, more exclusive venues. Up. So yeah, if it's not too big of an ass, sub and like, guys. We do some pretty fun stuff. Don't forget, lest you forget, when the weather changes in Minnesota, we're going to hit some of that strongman again. So, we're looking at the Iron Mind number 3s. And let's count off how many I have, okay? We're going to take the phone off this for 1 second. This is where it's going to get interesting. Oh, we'll hit Hangman later this week. We love our Hangman. Hey, Agnostic, look at this. So we have, this is a number 3. It's 131. So first, let's count the number 3s. Ready? 1. This is a 2.5. That is 135. 135. This is a number 3. That's 135. This one's actually harder. I'll go over that in a second. Basically, because it's wider. So start over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, that makes sense. And I lent 2 of them out. Yeah, I have 17. So yeah, that's about right. That checks out. Yes! Funky emoji things. Hey, Cara, what's up? So the difference is this, again, this number 3, 160 pounds. That's ridiculous. Garlic bread. Yes, sir. Hey, Ace. 160 is so sick. I absolutely love this. And a 131 is so easy. Like, look at this. This one's rated 131. You see that? What do we have over here? I've got a 2.5. That's 130. People ask, why so many grippers? Here's why. And let me back out to the beginning of the collection. Getting to the beginning of the collection will help us understand, 1, why I like to collect, a little bit of an obsession, you could probably say. We'll put the 105 back. We chest crushed that, remember? The hand grippers, if the spring's broke, there's nothing you can do. If the handle comes off, you can re-glue it. That is a thing that people do. We'll get rid of that. We don't need that now. We'll put this here. That's where it belongs. So the reason why I like having some of these, I have a variety of training partners. We all have different strengths, right? Hey, Dylan, nobody's as strong as the next person. But let's say you're new to grip and you say, all right, I've been training in a while. I can close this. Oh, and look at this funky fact, if you like funky facts. That's a 1.5. This is the easiest 1.5 that Canon PowerWorks has ever rated. Comes in at a 78. This number one is actually harder. That shouldn't exist. And yet, here we are, it does. Oh, Daniel's here. Hi, Tiger Gaming's back. Great, man. LTS is here. Highly Educated Films. Yo. So you're training and you eventually shut this. You say, great, I got my 79. Well, if you only went from the 79 here and you had to go to this gripper, this is a 1.5 I randomly bought. It's 86. That's a big gap. What I like is having very, 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 very small gaps to try to climb. 1 to 2 pounds is awesome because if you're strong enough and you go here like this, let's say I take my 53 and I go, come on, get it, gotta get it, go, 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 go. And it touches. Wow. I'm pumped up. And if I have a really small gap to go to the next gripper, and I do, it's over here, then I can say, you know what? Let's keep this momentum going. Let's freaking crash this thing out. Let's get after it. Say, all right, well, can I then do this one? Well, let's find out. Put it in my hand, wrap. I have to use the top fingers to pull it in because my bottoms don't reach. Come on. Yes. And shut it, right? Thumb pads come into play. The veins popping out in the thumb pad, pretty cool. So I try to have small jumps. So if I get to 79, I only got to be a little stronger or have a little better day. And then I'm 82, 84, 85, 86, 88. Don't judge me here. Don't judge me. This is the biggest gap in my collection. It's a pain in my butt. I'm going to go to the grip board later tonight, probably tomorrow due to the time, and I'm going to put in an advertisement and say, I'm looking to buy some gripper that's between 90 and 93. So I fill that gap. But other than that, I can kind of just jump, brincar, saltar, laufen, depending on your country and the language you speak, from gripper to gripper. Now, what's interesting, when we start getting to the grippers that really matter, and I shouldn't say really matter. In fact, what I should do is, we haven't ripped some grips in a while. So here we go. We've got our set block. Let's grab our gripper. Everybody, watch. We're using the guide from Iron Mind. Up. Let's go. Come on. 1, go. 2, go. 3, go. 4. Yes, for collectability as well. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Got him. Shut him. It's kind of like the Doppler. Here, I'll do it like the Doppler effect. Maybe some people like that. Go. Hey, Tank Light. D1 me mouse. Oh, there's lag. Sorry about that. Catch feels. This is the catch feel close. Catch feel close. Yeah, Reggie. That's still, so Reggie, that unfortunately is kind of a stinky place to have a big gap because a lot of people time out in that area. So we got to get you something between the 131 to 134. You need something in between there so you don't stall. Go, come on. Yeah, catch feel. This for you. Up. Personal Max, JJ. Let me keep walking through this collection. Here, we'll do a quick hold. Ready? Watch. Let's try to get 5 seconds. It's a joke. I can easily get as fast as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pinching something, hey, Gelsor, pinching something like I just demonstrated is very valuable. It teaches you to squeeze harder than you have to because if you let go for a second, gravity kicks in and B slaps you. Hey, the king. How much is that one? The one that I just did? It's about 32. Hey, guys, like and subscribe. We're using this channel to promote the Strongman contest, the grip contest, and all our contests. We rented out the Mall of America, and I use this to show the Mall of America and other people that people love things like this in their community. So subscribers help me demonstrate that to sponsors. This one. This is the hardest. Yes! The likes are rolling in. The subs can't be far behind. The world class, 275. Somebody was kind enough earlier. Hey, the king, thanks for being here. To say, hey, do that. They hooked me up with the super chat. I hope he wasn't disappointed because I tried it my hardest. I went, buh. You know what the problem was? There was a massive problem. This is a hard gripper that no humans actually close. So, yeah, we want a left turn. Ooh, they do make left turns. Very good. Iron Mind has a series of grippers that the spring is actually wound the opposite direction. All the grippers you see on this table are actually from the right. They're wound to the right. And they have the left turn series where the left turn, not surprisingly, right? Not surprisingly, is just the opposite. And supposedly, yeah, it literally did barely budge. I like what you're saying. I know Iron Mind says they say that it's 280. It's just not. Now we know it's just not for a couple reasons. The first reason is all these have been professionally rated, right? They put in a device. Now we also know they're not because I just showed you that I already forgot how 15 number threes. I've got this device. I can literally, here, I won't really do it. I'll just give a teaser. I can turn it on. See how it's on? I put the gripper in here. I throw this around it. I take this. I hope you can kind of somewhat see this. And as I do this, the numbers jump up on the scale. So I can rate the own grippers too. Now they do put a 280 on that. I will grant you that. It's really cool that they do that. It's a talking point. But to be honest, it's just not what it is. It's just not. In fact, you know what I should do? After I rip some grip, we do a lot of grip training on here. Come on. Go. Come on. Get it, guys. We're getting it. We're getting after it. Great night. Now, because I do a lot of grip, I tend to use the Iron Mind guide. Oh, here's something interesting. You guys might not think it's interesting. You might think it's super interesting. I just closed a deal. I'm buying, and I'll show you. Let me rip this and I'll tell you. I'm buying from my buddy in Chile some hand grippers. One of them is even easier than this. This is 32 pounds of pressure. I'm buying one that was pressurely rated at 28 pounds. On the chat, because I demo so many things, hey Downey's dog, because I demonstrate so many things, I want a really easy hand gripper so I don't fatigue and I can keep the momentum going. If I had to do this even with a 1 or a 1.5, I could do it. My grip would be perma-fatigued. Meanwhile, how unusual. I'm glad you're passionate about hand strength. It's very unusual. It's something. Thanks, Ron Cawthon. Thanks. Hey, Riddy. Thanks for being here. My point is, we know, hey, it is live. The block is just demonstrating a distance between the handles. That's a hell of a question, though. Thank you so much. What I was going to say is we've been increasing our hand strength week to week, despite how much, hey, slow tier, despite the fact that we train it all the time, because we're very careful and we do a lot of recovery work. Now, here's why I'm excited. Let me show you something. Hey, Jacob. Hey, user. Right here, you can see I've got a 118, but this isn't an Iron Mind. This is a Supermaster. I might actually be selling this one soon. I haven't decided yet. MSF, you're here. Shadows is here. LT. Oh, you have. The thumb trainer's the real deal. Very cool, man. If you think hand grips on you, you should see the pinch freaks. I'm filling this gap. So here's this. Some of you know what the 2.5 is. I've got some Iron Mind 2.5s. This one is rated. Look at this. What do you do? Oh, I just compete, and I just love grip strength. That's why I do it. 121. Okay, that's cool, but look at this. I've got this still in the 2.5 channel. I'd like to see you in a 1.5 channel. So you got that, the 1.5, although it might be hard to see. Oh, from the hospital bread. Sorry to hear that. 117. So what I have coming from Chile, it's going to make a pit stop in Santiago, Dominican Fox Flyer, hi, in the Dominican Republic, and then it's coming to us, is going to fill that gap. I've got a 119 coming. I couldn't be happier. I really couldn't. It's going to be really fun. 119 for my left hand. Oh, grip and rip. How's it going? How many movies you see people hanging on for dear life? Yes, sir. Thanks. Very good one. Very cool, man. Slightly. This is inspiring. A man who, well, I really do like this. So here's what we do. You know what I'll do this week? I'll do the egg test again. We did the egg test. They say supposedly, and I don't know who they is, but they say it. You put an egg in your hand, you can't crush it. The shell and the dynamics and the shape don't allow it. Well, we did it this way, we did it, and then we did it the long way, right? We went like this. And we tried crushing it. And that was much, much harder, but we still crushed it. Now what people say is the real thing you can't do is put an egg, 1 point here, 1 point between these two, and pinch it. And dang it, you know what? Dang it, they might be right. They might be right. 10 to the 100. Hey, Doody, the reason why, oh, I forgot to mention this, is it's bald meets world. It's because I have a bald head. And we do strongman too. I'll say March 26th. Do you guys know much about eating challenges? March 26th, A professional eater is coming to town. Crush to Dust Challenges advertised as life-saving grip strength. It is. Hey, who are LT Mingus? Yeah, you know a lot of stuff. It really is. Good job, by the way. So Bandana Eats. If you guys watch any eating type challenges or things like that, he's a pretty cool guy. So he's coming to Minnesota, and I'm taking him on with my brother in an eating challenge, March 26th at 3 o'clock Central Time. So we do that. Between that, Strongman, and a couple other community events we have coming up, we do a little bit more than grip, but man, over this winter, I will say, juice to shoot. You should cross over to USPs. Oh man, I don't even know what that is. I will say, we've been very heavy on the grip here in winter because Minnesota, we can't really get outside and do stuff. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be 30 minutes. I will have, with my brother, a 20-inch pizza and an 18-inch sandwich. And he's going to have the same topping, same flavor pizza, and we're going to see who can get the furthest. Now, I think he'll finish it and beat us because he's an awesome. I did an eating challenge with him before, and me and my brother barely got him that time. So, for the guy who keeps asking what's the easiest, I don't know if this counts as a gripper, right? You see that? I mean, it's a hand gripper, so obviously it counts. So I shouldn't be a jerk. I don't mean to be a jerk about it. I'm just saying that it's designed for children. So does that really count? This one is 7 pounds of pressure. Just 7. It will be funny. Dude, you know what happened last time we did the eating challenge? And again, everybody's entitled to their own opinions. Everybody is. But people got really frustrated. Hey, you're eating food when you're even not hungry. You should be donating that food. I guess I kind of see what they're saying, but yeah, it was eating challenge. We're going to do another one. So this is the easy one at 7. Trenton, because you ask, is this 275, the world class, super hard, super hard. Hello Week, do you have any? I use the number 3 sisters and compete. Oh, you compete? I compete too, brother. Nice, man. Hey, that's an intelligent question. Let me show you this. Katua, my son's 60 pounds and he's 295. These are my number 3s. These are some of my number 3s. We've got this one. This one comes in at the, here, I'll do this. This one comes in, I think you can see at 131. A very easy number 3. Then we pan this way. We've got, so here, this is a 135 number 3. This is a 135, 2.5, 138. And they just kind of go along. That's not a number 3. That's not a number 3. That's a GHP 7. That's a beef builder. Oh, that's a Grandmaster. Look at the deep imprints. God dang, that's a sharp one. Nice, nice. This is number 3. This is the one I certified on, the 139. We've got more number 3s throughout 152. That's awesome. You compete in grip, man. Do we throw up? Well, I don't know if I'm potentially just to shoots. I don't know if I'm just a professional eater. I will say this, though. I've done a fair amount of eating contests, and I only threw up after one of them. And it kind of sucked, actually. Now, look at this. Let me go grab 2 grippers I find truly interesting. And the reason why I say that is because I think they actually are. I think you guys will think so too. So look at this. Hey, Rexto Punt, what's the highest you can go? Nice. Great question. I've done the 161 before. I cannot do that now. 135. We agree that says 135? Nice. The weight range has so much variety. Do you hit the heaviest frequently? You go for a little. Well, right now, we're perioding up. So we've been doing lighter. We've been doing sets of 8. Saturdays we grip. We do our most seriously. Oh, sorry guys, not on the spectrum. This one's 135. I think you know it. We do our most serious grip stuff on Saturdays. If you want to see some serious grippers getting after it, that would be the time. But here's what's interesting. Look at this. Hey, Larry Wallace. Crush an apple. I don't have any apples on me. I have eggs. I don't want to do those. A 2.5 and a 3. Now, both of these, we saw. I just showed you. Both of these came in at 135. So which one's harder? I can answer that a couple ways. Hey, Reggie, thanks for cleaning that up there. Appreciate that, cleaning up the comments. Look at these. Owen is here. Now pull it into frame. You see how the one on left? Hey, thanks, Reggie. Yeah, try to keep it respectful. The one on the left is wider. See how that's wider? Hey, Alicia. Now, despite the fact they both have 135 rating, almost everybody, hey, Jib, almost everybody would say that the wider gripper is harder, and here's why. Watch what I do with my hands. Let me take an easy one, the Iron Mind Sport. I get it in my hand, but the pinky doesn't fit on. Not hardly at all. So I have to, hey Connor, so I have to go like this. Hey T, Lou, thanks for having my back. Uh, uh, so if this gripper was any wider, think of how much longer, how much harder. Hey Zion, thanks for me. Hey Goose Lord, you work out too much to actually grip yourself too hard. So I'm saying because my hand hardly fits, that other gripper is like an eighth wider. I find the GHP ones have rough knurling. Do you mean GHP? If you mean GHP, and I think you do, you could not be more right. GHP and standard have the sharpest knurling on the market, and that's just a fact. Now, when I'm going for a really hard max gripper, here, let's pretend I'm going for max one. The single line goes in the palm. The multiple lines over here go on the fingers. And let's say I'm going, okay, yeah, GHP. I love the sharp knurling because if I fail, it won't because that gripper slipped. Very hard for it to slip. It's going to be because I just didn't have the horsepower. So up. Here we go. It's in there, right? It's not slipping. Even without chalk, that thing's planted. And I actually really like that about the GHPs. This is the GHP2. Bink. Got it. Let's got it in the right hand. So I have some unique ones. These are actually, hey Bounty. It just doesn't hurt. I think because I've got my callus game is good. This is a GHP4. So for a very, 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 very limited time, the GHP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you wanted, you could buy them. 1 through 3 were green, 4 through 6 were red. I call them the Christmas colors. You should too. You don't have to. I appreciate 10 to the 100. So I actually really like my GHP grippers. I like everything about them, except the fact they're not made anymore. Come on, get it. We'll get it. All right, we're getting it. Oh, we got it. Great. Now this one for me isn't that hard. Oh, Michael Lewis, great question. Michael Lucas, my apologies. The easiest ones to get your hands on are these, and there's nothing wrong with them. The Iron Mine Captain of Crush, many a person, including me, has built a respectable, I don't want to say insane, a respectable crushing grip from using the Iron Mines. They're legendary in the business. And what Uncle Reggie's saying, right, for all our gripper needs, for gripper nerds like us, smash Cannon Power Works. Now, if you want something a little bit more elegant, I don't know if it's the word I'd use. These are hard to come by because they're no longer manufactured. But the GHP, I've been training since I was about, how was it? The summer of 14. Football season, when I was 14, that football season, I was allowed to train. Not hand grippers, though. You can get these. You just have to kind of go into not the dark webs, but search for GHP grippers. Amazon would be an okay place. The grip board would be another place to start. And if you want these, this is the master. Look at how, you see the beveling? That's actually a very deep bevel. You don't find grippers like that. These are super expensive. They don't make these either. I guess what I'm saying is your best bet, you go Cannon Power Works. They come up, they have their own line of grippers, the standard grippers, solid grippers. Here's an example of a standard gripper. I know it rates 113, so it's probably easier for me trying to pick it out of the dirty lineup just to say, where are my 113s? I have a couple 113s. Here's the Cannon. Now, the knurling on a Cannon, I would say, hey, hip hop, it's the prototype number 2. In all honesty, it's back in that box. Somewhere between 2,500 to 3,000. Would you ever try to make your own? You got a better chance of finding Waldo? Yeah, man, that's awesome. Doctor, not doctor, I do. I've kicked around the idea of trying to come up with some hand grippers because I really like them. All right, see that? The knurling on these is superb. I actually would say it's GHP like. It might even be it might even be a bit sharper now that I think about it. But yeah, they have the nice thing about cannons. The nice thing about cannons is they have so many different grippers that they fit all the small gaps. In fact, that's why Matt Cannon, owner of the company, he and his wife, he came up with that. He said, hey, a lot of these numbers, like it's really hard to find grippers between like 85 to 95. So he came up with a gripper that would fit that. Hey, it's really hard to find someone between like 195 and 135. So he came up with some to specifically fill that gap. So let's put the 113 back. Rip a couple reps out. My most expensive one, well, it has to be because it just is. This one here. I've been offered too much money for that. And I'm going to say no to it every time because I'm in it for the game, right? I'm in it for the game and the gains. That's why I collect these. But yeah, somebody was willing to pay me $2,500 for that. Hey, ear. What do the numbers mean? Oh, well, that's an easy one. That's a great question. Thanks for asking. Nice. Did Patone Top say nice? Yeah, he said nice. 53. It means it takes 53 pounds of pressure to touch these two handles together. Now, some of them have numbers on the bottom. This is the T. Obviously, it's not a number, it's a letter. That just means the diameter of the spring on that. Come on, come on. Let's go. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey, Patan, thanks. Keep in mind, we have a couple community events this year. If you're in Minnesota or you want to drive over, oh, you're welcome, ears. That's no problem. Yeah, Christian, that is 100% accurate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, thanks. I appreciate you saying that's high praise, JJ. It really is. Hey, Dunham, what is this one? Very nice. Yeah, I would like to explore what the application process would be like to get the ball rolling and trying to get the grip into the Olympics. I think people would be into it. You guys, let me say something. I don't know how I step in front of the camera. So I really like grip. I really like strongman that. But the thing that sets grip apart, in my opinion, is, and I mean this, and if you disagree, that's fine. Everybody has hands. A little difficult to disagree with that. Everybody has wondered how strong they are. People say, oh, I don't wonder. Use my mom. My mom's a nurse. She's in her late 60s at this point, and guess what? She has to have wrist surgery right as she's retiring because she's got some problem with the bones in her wrist. And you know what the first thing she said was? She didn't even think about it. She's like, hey, well, that hand's going to be pretty weak. How am I going to get it strong? So it's a woman. She's never competed a day in her life in anything. She, other than asking me to open up her nail polish, her peanut butter jars when I'm there, turn on the radiator. There's a small thing you have to pinch and turn it, but that's fine. We got that. Mom was warm this winter. We got the pinch grip. I'm not worried about mom. You shouldn't be either. My point is just, hey, Nerves. Hey, Jeremy. Hey, Dunham. Hey, Anthony Godfrey. My point just being that everybody has at one point cared about how strong their hands are. Even if it's when you were a kid and your jerk uncle was like shaking your hand too hard. Like, oh, that sucks. God, I hope my hands can do that one day. Because of that, I want people, so we rented out the Mall of America. We're hosting the 2026 North American Grip Championships in Minnesota. That's what we're doing. The reason why we rented out the Mall of America is, and I know everything about the mall, yes, basically everything because I'm there all the time, is we want, oh, dreadlock. I know it's a public place, and I really want as many people as possible to walk by. Gripping can lower blood pressure. Funny you mentioned that. Mingus, who are you, man? Yeah, you're right. Nice. Yeah, I need a manicure. It's probably a true statement. Dropped a big weight on my finger about a month ago. This nail is in the process of coming back. We're going to have a dynamometer. Do you guys know what a dynamometer is? All right, chat, give me not even 1 minute. It's not even 15 seconds. My dynamometer is back in the closet. That's where you should keep all your dynamometers too when you eventually own one. Do people know what this is? We're going to have one of these at the Mall of America. Take it out of the box. It's an unbox. God, we did a face reveal. We do an unboxing. We crossed 4,000 subs. Stuff's getting real. And we want people to come. You can't compete. It's qualify only, right? The block is to measure the reps. You are right. But here's what you do with this. Goes pounds. Oh, guess where I got this? Canon PowerWorks. Big surprise, right? I get it. Between Canon PowerWorks and Gorilla Strength Equipment, I'm set up. Thanks, Reggie. So you put your hand on it. I won't do a real one. I'll do a test one. But you can do this at the Mall of America at the grip contest. We're going to have 2 people working a grip booth where you can try a lot of fun things because I want you to care about grip. They did a study somehow. I don't know how. I don't know the math. I'm not a scientist. I didn't go to biology school. But somehow a stronger grip, a good grip, adds to your longevity. But you squeeze it, right? So here's a nice soft one. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Soft, soft, soft. Oh boy, that was a soft one. Holy crap. All right, well, let's do this. Let's do at least a little harder one. I mean, you don't have to go that soft, I guess. Okay. There, see, it can be done. So I just think if people get these things in their hand, they're going to give a crap about them. I know I give a crap about them. Other people will too. And not everybody will, but if I can get some people to try grip, I'm not selling things there, by the way. I'll tell you the websites to go to. I'm not making money running this contest. Turns out it's not free to rent part of the Mall of America. To rent part of the Mall of America. But hey, have you ever set a goal and you said, hell or high water, I'm going to make this gosh dang thing happen? That's what I said with the Mall of America, so that's why we're doing it there. Come visit us or stream us. Guys, that's what the channel's for, is promoting some of these cool things in our communities. So that's June 14th. June 28th at Los Campeones Gym in Burnsville. They've not contracted me. I know the owner. I'm putting on a strongman contest. They wanted a strongman contest. I know how to. I was the lightweight and heavyweight pro, so I got a pretty good idea. Christian, dude, one with one hand can't be. Oh, well, good point. Maybe that's not soft. It's historically when we give it like the real, we really twist. We get our hips into it, right? We get a fair amount more than 140. Oh, you have one of those done? Great. What you recommended for beginner? Hey, if you're a beginner and you're looking for a beginner gripper, your best bet, again, you can go to Canon Powerworks, you can find it on Facebook Marketplace, and go to Iron Mind, the website. But I would say maybe this, if you're cautious, if you get the Sport, it's about 45 pounds of pressure. You're going to be able to put that in your hand, and you're going to be able to sit here, and there's nothing wrong with it. You're going to be able to sit here and kind of go like this. But I tell you what, when you start, listen to this. Nobody talk. Listen. When you start squeezing something and it pops, you can be like, oh my God, that is fun. What else can I make pop? And then you're going to say, well, what's the next hardest one? So Sport or trainer is probably just fine. If you're not super strong, if you haven't been to a gym, if you're recovering from injuries, if you've never really trained your grip, then what I would say is this is probably good strength. Now, if I'm making something up. This doesn't have to apply, but if you're manual labor, those folks usually have pretty good grips. So that would be an example. If you hit the gym all the time, you could probably start. I'd rather see you get a gripper that you can rep. Yes, I can. Not all apples, but I have done it with an apple. So good point. Can you do the strongest one I have? Well, nobody can do the strongest one I have. And again, they do come harder than this. But this 275 is a beautiful looking gripper. What I was going to say. I'd rather see you get a gripper that you can rep out than have you get one where it's like this. I'd rather have you get an easy one where it's not like, because you're not making progress. You're not even close to shutting it. You might shut down the idea. So getting one where you're like, hey, wait a second. I can do this. This isn't too bad. I can definitely do this. Then you're going to like it. Then the wheels are turning. You need little successes in life. I don't care what the thing is you're training, chasing, your goal is. You get a couple little successes. You get passionate about something. The next thing you know, you just want to like tell people about all the stuff you like, and then maybe they'll like it too. And if they don't, that's okay. People have different things. So yeah, 0.5 or a 1, if you've got a pretty good grip already, probably the trainer or the Sport, if you're kind of just getting into it. What I was saying a while ago, and I like the questions. If I never get through this stream, I've tried doing the gripper stream a couple times, but there's too many good questions coming in, so I just get a grip foo. Yeah, Robert, that's a good idea. So the point I was making earlier is that although this is the number 3, and it does come in rated, this is a really, 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 really easy rating for a 135. And even though this is a 2.5, which it definitely is, and even though this rating is really, 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 really hard for 2.5, 135, because it is, the one on the left, the 2.5, is actually harder because it's wider. It's harder to get your hand around this to start. Whoa, Trick or Treat is here, brother. I didn't know you're in here, Trick or Treat. Awesome, great, thanks, glad you're here. Chaotic Technician, show us your grippers. Kind of doing that now, I guess. So let's put the number 3 back where she belongs. We'll put this one back. I would say, though, people sometimes ask, the dyno that we showed a second ago? In fact, if it didn't run away from us, I put it back in the box. Hey, check out the dyno one more time so I can point something out. People ask, and it's a good question. They see this, they say, hey, what's a good number? Matt Cannon, the guy that owns Canon Powerworks, what is the 2.5 diameter? Do you mean of the spring? They say, Oh yeah, I love the cliffhanger reference. That's pretty sick. You know what? This channel doesn't get enough cliffhanger references. Movie references and TV show references are the best, so let them fly. Owner Cannon Powerworks was saying that any number on here, 160 or greater, is considered a pretty dang good grip, right? Pretty dang good grip. So yeah, the number on the bottom of the grip. There you go. Each one costs on average with tax around $27. We've got some in here that are substantially more, as we spoke about. We've got some in here that aren't as much. Let me do one more pull on this dynometer. I wasn't too pleased with what I got. So we're still not going to go for a max. A max will fatigue the hands. We don't want to fatigue the hands now. We just want to show off something. So why don't I see it in the left hand if I can get around to 160? We already said a 160 is a decent score. So let me squeeze it. You'll see it pop up a little bit. It's not because I'm cheating. I'm just wrapping my fingers around it. Oh. So what did we get? We got, okay, 197.2. Okay, nice. Not too bad. Yeah, that was fun. He will do it in the right. Again, not a max effort in the right either. Maybe we'll break 200. Whoop, sorry. Didn't mean to tap the camera. So I'll say this. Sometimes it is hard closing hand grippers because essentially the right way, the way you'd usually shut it, it's out in front of you and you go like this. On the stream, I'm usually doing it like this to be on camera. So it does probably take down the difficulty of the ones I can actually close. But, oh, hi. Hey, Dirty Derek. We'll give this a quick squeeze. Rebecca, very kind. Thanks for sending that. Let's see if we can't get over 200. Nothing fancy. We're not going to go super hard, but we'll give it a good squeeze. Okay. Oh, holy crap. 243 is actually pretty good. My best ever is 255. And now I'm wishing that I would have squeezed my hardest because it was 90.95 and I almost said a new number. Hey, Ginger. Ginger, we give away grippers on the channel. That is true. We're not giving one away tonight, though. Although I like where your head's at. We're just not doing one tonight. But we'll give away some new ones in the future, too. Yeah, man, if you like these. Yeah, that was... Hey, guys, thanks. That actually was a decent squeeze. Oh, and Mad Acoustic, I got to tell you, I agree with you 100%. Do you have... Mad Acoustic, can I tell you a story quick? Can I tell you a story? I'm going to assume that it's okay to tell you a story. He's making a good point. My whole life, I've kind of had what did somebody call it? And again, I don't know if the guy meant it as a compliment or a knock. I guess I don't care either way. I have a sleeper build, right? Maybe you look at, it's like, oh, that guy, yeah, probably works out, but I don't know that he's awesome at anything. So in Strongman, I got my lightweight and my heavyweight pro card. So I'd show up and, be some pretty gigantic, strong guys there, but, I could, hey, Francis. Oh, Francis, you're back. Nice to have you. But I was still, like better or stronger. So it was interesting because when you're in the rules meeting before Strongman, the most annoying thing ever, which is also your motivation, everybody pretends they have imaginary lat syndrome, right? That's the thing where they walk around with super flex lats all day long and pretend they don't. And they all only train their log press because everybody wants to say they hit the big log press. Well, I would train all my events evenly. I wouldn't say much in the rules meeting. I would just be kind of angry and pissed off the whole time because I knew everybody thought they were just going to walk all over me. I didn't win them all. I didn't. I never made it to World's Strongest Man. I didn't make it to the qualifier for that. I'm not saying that. But I did go to some pretty good heavyweight shows, and once in a while I could win those or finish in the top 3. And yeah, the sleeper bod was cool because up. The cool thing was nobody expected any. So look, if I didn't fare very well, they're like, wow, that's what we thought. But, I took my training seriously. Hey, if you've ever seen the show My Strange Addiction on TLC, I don't think they make new episodes. Google that. I'm the guy in the Strongman. I'm the guy in the Strongman episode, Jeff. So how did it take you to get that calluses? Houston? Boy, I've had calluses for so long now. Skulls don't fight, they don't have guts. Houston, if you hit grippers regularly the way I do, you'll have them in a couple months. Do all of them at once? Junior Wilson. But yeah, I was just going to say, if you're interested, again, old school show. TLC had something called My Strange Addiction. I had a Strongman episode, so it was kind of interesting. Now tomorrow, Tomorrow on the chat, the stream, the live, the YouTube, we're going to be doing more grip, but largely forearm focused. I do want to try to bring up my forearms. I've got a tool from Gorilla Strength Equipment. It's called the Secret Weapon. A lot of arm wrestlers use it. I'm not an arm wrestler. I'm going to use it. We're going to do some plate curls. Plate curls are something really easy that you can do at home that people probably don't know. And it for sure, for tranquilo. It's the space the handles apart, man. Space. Do you think? Do you think? Do you think your jaw could squeeze one? Oh God, no. But I like where your head's at. Oh, blobs. Hey, LT. I'm holding the 2020. I already says 2026 North American Grip Championships. Blobs. The Blob Medley will be at the Mall of America. The Blob Medley will be at the Mall of America. Heck yeah, we do blobs. Don't worry about that. It's gonna be there. Yeah, it's for this. You can put a gripper in your hand. Here, let's use a, I don't want to say a real gripper. You can put a gripper in your hand. But before you close it, oh, thanks, Reggie. Yep. Thanks, Reggie. It's a spacer to demonstrate that there's at least a minimum width. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, otherwise, you'd get this. And we did get this sometimes. People would say, they'd say, look, my fingers don't fit on there. Well, that's true. I can see they don't fit. Oh, yeah, Blob Medley's coming to town, and the Hercules hold is going to be there. The Hercules hold will be at the Mall of America. So people would say, oh, my fingers don't fit. Let me get it in there so my fingers are on there. Guys, this isn't much of a close. I mean, technically, yeah, I guess you closed it a little bit. Hardly what we call in the business a legit close. So now, yeah, you can get it down there if you want, but depending on the contest, you might have to put this through for the judge. He might want to see that much space. He might want to see that. Zach, my buddy in South Carolina, is going to use a 30 millimeter. Some companies say, you're nothing if you're not using a credit card, and they send you one. Ironmine sends you a credit card. Bink. So we at least know deep in the stream, I can still shut the trainer. So we got that. We've got that going for us. Oh, what's the Hercules hold? It's a strongman event. Again, I come from the strongman background. My first love is the strongman. I still love the crap out of strongman. But essentially, you have a handle in each hand, a revolving handle. We're probably going to use fixed. We probably won't do revolving. So it's here. I hope you can see this. It's here. And we're going to have towers in each hand, and they'll be released, and they're going to essentially kind of feel like they're pulling you apart. They probably won't. And it's going to be up to your grip to hold them up in place as long as you can. All the stress will be carried through the upper back, the traps, through the shoulders, and down here. Up, 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 up. And what I'm telling you is true. We are going to stream it here. It's going to be a fantastic time. Look, I'd prefer, like Uncle Reggie, he's going to come hang out that day, and he's welcome to, and I'm glad he's coming. But I'd prefer if you can't do that, because coming in person is the best, I'd say hang out and stream it. It's not going to cost anything to stream, and you're going to see some crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, LT, it will be. Well, gang, why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? I'll ask one more time. If you wouldn't mind subbing and liking, hey to this, it is actually very helpful. I'm using this channel. I was at the mall today going after sponsors that say, hey, look at this. We've got all these people that sub and follow Strongman and Grip, community events. Consider sponsoring us. We'll talk about you on the air. So yeah, the subs help me grow the channel. It helps me carpal tunnel. I'm good on that, and I can teach you how not to get that farmer boy. It helps me go after sponsors. But tomorrow, what we're going to do for sure, hey, Houston, oh, the Hercules hold, I've had some good runs with it. It's just so hard. Each implement's different. Each weight is different. Sometimes you're holding and the towers are only at that angle. Sometimes they're this way. Sometimes they're this. Sometimes they're not towers at all. But I'll say this. If you subbed, great. Turn on the notifications. Tomorrow, we're going to knock out some crazy forearm training. We will get thicker wrists eventually, and we're going to get bigger forearms. I appreciate everybody being here. Oh, let's go over the numbers. So on tonight's stream, we had 124,324 people here. Hey, not bad. Looks like about 100, and I don't know, 20 or 30 subs, a bunch of likes, and more importantly, hopefully people want to start training the grip. Hopefully people get some fitness kick out of this. So yeah, thanks for being here. We're going to crush some stuff tomorrow. Really appreciate it. You still do it? Oh, Jake knows. You still doing grip giveaways or free grip trainers? I am. Not tonight, but soon we'll give away some more hand grippers. We've given away 2 so far. Super fun. I have a lot of hand grippers. I wouldn't say I need these all. I have a buttload. That's not a buttload. Maybe if you have a really small butt. I have those and I have some others. I just don't need them all. All right, guys. Yes. Hey, stop the chat. Canon Power Works is here. We've been using the chart all night, Maddie. We've been talking about the standard grippers. We've been talking about everything. A lot of people talking about grippers. Hey, Banana Man. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Very cool. Appreciate it. We'll talk to everybody soon. Catch you tomorrow. Good stream, everybody. Thanks for the support. Bye.